Hello my sugar plums, welcome back to my channel. Guys, in today's video we're gonna do a very detailed review of this product right here. This is the Silicone Putty from Resin. I'm very interested in this product because it is a lifesaver if it works the way it's supposed to work. So we're gonna go ahead and do a very detailed review of it. So that's why the video is quite long. So in that all guys, I want to make sure that you know this is not a sponsor video. I purchased this with my own money just because I was interested in the product itself. It is very straightforward the way the product works. Basically it's a putty, it's a silicone putty. It comes in two parts just like any silicone products come. Instead of being like a liquid, it's just a putty. And on the box this is very straightforward. You have to take equal part of part A and equal part of part B and then mix them together. So you're gonna need like some kind of scale. I have my all trusty scale, so I'm gonna be using that. Basically, as you can see in the image on the back of the box, you just mix them until they become the one color, and then you're gonna take whatever you want to mold, and then you're gonna do it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and do it just the way they say, but with those kind of products you have to sometimes customize and do what works for you. So this video is pretty long because I wanted to do like a detailed review of it and make sure that I didn't cut anything out or speed out too much of it, just for you to see the real product, how it works, because you're gonna spend money buying it. I bought this product actually a while ago. I'll say probably maybe 6 or 7 months ago. It's been sitting on my table and I haven't touched it. To be frank, I completely forgot about it. So I found it and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be expiring like next year. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and do this. Plus I received a lot of cute little trinket from Tony Dazzle. Shout out to Tony Dazzle because I am on their PR team. They always have those beautiful, amazing little things. So I wanted to go ahead and try, to make mold out of them, and I chose pretty much everything that have a lot of texture, a lot of things on it that's kind of hard to replicate. So I'm gonna go ahead and try making mold out of it. And this here is my collectible coins that I purchased those on Amazon, and I absolutely love this one. So I'm gonna try to make a mold out of it. I also have like some collectible Chinese coins that I also buy. I love those things, guys. I always buy them. They are pretty and cute. So I'm gonna try to make as many as I can. I also want to make like a 3D version, because on the box it's just showing you like just regular one that you can just press into it, make them the mold out of it. But I want to make a full 3D one. That's why I have my little nut sitting there. So we're gonna be making that. So basically what I'm gonna be doing right now, I'm just taking part A and I'm gonna put it on my scale and make sure that you get the same amount of part B. Now my scale is set to ounces, so you can set it to gram or to pounds, but I just use ounces because the product's not that that heavy. So I'm just gonna go ahead, make sure you have to do this part, guys. Make sure that you have a scale, unless you're very good at just picking up something, and make sure that it's the same amount. But I didn't want to take the chance, so I make sure that I pull out my little scale out. So I'm gonna mix that, and it mixed really well. One of the things that I will say, this product is quite greasy when you first get it, but mixing it, for some reason the grease kind of go away, but you will see me kind of wiping my hands in the scale in my little leveling table a lot, because it's quite greasy. I'm not sure it's because it's been sitting there for a while, but because I never opened it, this is my first time opening. But as you can see, it's very easy to mix together. It mixes really fast. And I also say that you have to work quite fast with this because it starts setting really fast. They say on the box it takes 20 minutes, but I found that within like 5-10 minutes, you can actually demold everything. So I was working really, really fast to do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this, and then I'm just gonna do my little toucan first. I love that little toucan from Totally Dazzle. Most of the thing that I'm gonna be, molding out is from Totally Dazzle because they have the most beautiful, beautiful things. And they are very detailed because they have like gemstone in them, and I want to make sure that all the textures are transferred into the mold itself. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And I also will be doing a lot of other stuff, that I have there. I have like a buttons. I have like, like an earring that's like messed up. I'm gonna be doing that. Also, you can see the nut. I'm gonna try to do like a full 3D version of it. It's not in the box, but we're gonna try that to see if it's gonna work. So basically, once I have my product mixed together and we have a nice color, the color is completely mixed, I'm just gonna go ahead and press it. And one of the things also I will mention is that the silicone is very shiny. I was afraid that, once you're mixing it, it will take, your fingerprint will stay in it, but that's not the case. Once I'm done mixing it, what I found that works really well is that I kind of use the palm of my finger to kind of rub it just one way, and it completely bring the shininess out of it and remove like any fingerprint or anything that was on top of it. So that's why you see me doing there. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on my living table, and then I'm gonna make sure you have like a nice amount of it. On the box, it did say, take like a very thin layer, press it to your, whatever you want to make a mold out, and then take another piece and then put it on top of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take just one big piece and then mix it, because I'm gonna press it down and make sure that, I have like the full, toucan inside, so that way when we pour epoxy inside, we have the full version of it. And also, because in this part I did put my silicone a little bit too thin, there was one part at the bottom that it was quite thin, so I had to go back after that and mix another layer of the putty and put at the bottom. It's quite easy to fix if you make like a mistake like this. If it's not a complete hole and it's super thin, you can just go ahead and mix part A and part B again, and then you just put a flat layer on at the bottom and just wait for it to cure, and it's gonna be cured really fast. And that's what I did. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and put my little toucan in there, and you can see me molding and pushing it. Make sure I'm holding my little toucan there so that way it doesn't move. And then I'm just gonna let it sit there for like 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes I was able to just go ahead and demold it. And you can see, guys, the result was really, really good. It came out with all the detail on it. Very, 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 very good. Yeah, that's what I did. And then after that, I'm gonna go, and after I show you that, I'm gonna go and make more of more mold out of almost everything that I have on the table right there. And I have quite a lot, and like I said, I chose a lot of stuff that have a lot of textures and a lot of stuff that kind of hard to do. Like, I mean, this is like, it's a 20 minutes and it's done. So I wanted to make sure that you get the detail of something, and one of the things that I want to say with this, because the product come in a jar. It's not a lot of product. I mean, it's a lot of products, but it's not really a lot of products. So if you want to do like a big project, a big mold that's gonna take a lot, it's probably not worth it, because it will be extremely hard and it will take quite a lot of money. So if you're gonna do like a big mold and that's what you want to do, kind of recommend that you do the liquid one, even though the liquid one costs quite more, and but it's probably best if you use the liquid one if you're gonna do like a big project. But if you want to do a little, small little trinket like this, and then you just want, you have something that you love and you want to make a mold out of it, so this one is probably like really, really, really good for you guys, because it's you don't have to wait. With someone like me, I don't have the patience to wait, because with the liquid you have to wait like 24 hours, and make sure you have to place it and do this and do that. But this one is just do it and then done, and then you can use it in within 20 minutes you can use it. So again, I'm saying all this good stuff about this product. It's not because it's a sponsor video. Again, it's not a sponsor video. I did buy this product with my own money, so that's that. Let's Resin, if you want to sponsor me, you're welcome to do that. But yeah, this product is not sponsored. I bought it with my own money, but it is absolutely a great product after I use it and everything. But like I said, this is a very detailed video, so it's quite long, but if you want to see all the detail about it, you can keep watching the video. I highly recommend that you watch the whole video, even though it's pretty long, but you can fast forward to where I start to demold some of the mold that I made. But also it's very detailed, because I also not only made the mold and show you how I did it without fast forwarding too much on it, and I also went and did the resin part. I make a product out of them and show you how they came out, if they came out with all the detail like the original, or if it's just a mess. So this product it's quite easy to use, and but like I say, it's quite greasy. I'm not sure, because I don't want to say the product itself it's very greasy initially, but since I have it for a while, it's been sitting on my table for quite a while, and it's quite hot where I live, so I'm not sure if that compromise how the product is in the box or not. But I have to say, when I open it and I start pulling it out, it's quite greasy, like a lot. So I have to buy another jar again and work with it like initially the moment I bought it, but without letting it sitting there to see if the product itself is greasy or not. But if you have used that kind of product before and you have the same issue or not, let me know in the comment below so I can know. Maybe it's because it's hot where I live, and it's been sitting there for at least 6 or 7 months, like I said, so I haven't used it, so I'm not sure. But yeah, as you can see, it's quite fast. Like, it took me like I waited for like 10 minutes, but I have to say, within 5 minutes, I touch it, and it was really easy, already hard and easy to demold, but I still waited like 10 minutes to make sure everything came out on it. But as you can see, my little toucan there have quite a lot of texture and a lot of detail on it. Now there is like a little holes in the toucan eyes, and you can see some of the thing pop out, but I'm showing right now, you can see how the detail on it. Now this little part right here, it was thin in this part. That's why I went after that and put another layer of the silicone on the back. It's a very thin layer on the back, because it was already there's just that little poke of hole that was in it. But I'm showing right now, I'm gonna be making like a big slab of mold where I can put more different shape on it. As you can see, I'm wiping my hand, and you can see on my scale, it's quite greasy. You can see all the grease there. So that's one thing. Like I said, guys, I'm not sure if it's initially like this or not, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's because it's been sitting there. But I will definitely buy another jar to make more mold out of it, because it's quite easy. And as I also found out that I can make like 3D molds out of them also, if it's not a big a big thing that you want to make the 3D mold out of. So That's a spoiler, right? Yeah, but yeah. So I went and make sure that you have to have the same amount, part A and part B, and that's one thing. Don't skip on that part because I'm not sure if you'll work. Just like silicone and resin, you have to make sure that the measurement is correct. So you have to make sure that you have a scale or something to measure it. So after I went, I mixed everything. So make sure you mix everything, and like I say, it's not hard to mix. It's quite easy to mix them together, and they mix really fast together, as you can see. Fast forwarded a little bit right here. I think it's like in 4 times that I fast forwarded. So I take my time to kind of mix it, but like 1 or 2 minutes mixing it, because like I said, you have to work fast with the product because it's set quite fast and quite quick. So once I'm done mixing it, I'm just gonna shape it, and make sure you have like a nice thickness in it. Mostly if you want the whatever you're gonna shape and mold into it, and have like some kind of depth to it. So make sure you have like a nice low thickness to whatever you're doing, so that way it doesn't thin at the bottom. You don't want that. Once I have the shape and the thickness that I want, I'm just gonna place it on my table, and I'm just gonna start pressing whatever I'm molding in it. Now you can see this one was like an earring that I had, and I just kind of remove the top part of it. I like the flower of it, and the center part have like the little gemstone in it. And again, like I'm doing things, I have a lot of texture, but I also am doing things that's just kind of plain and flat. So kind of test everything out of it. So again, you press it, make sure you press it nicely, so that way you have a nice whatever you're doing, whatever you're molding, make sure you have like a nice depth to it. I'm doing a button guys, because I like this button. It's quite nice and quite simple, so I figure you can use it for like an earring, or like a bead. But I'm also been collecting a lot of bottle cap. For some reason I've been collecting them for well over like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months now, and I have a lot. I'm trying to figure out to do something with them, so I use a lot of those those can cap, and whenever I use it, I kind of remove the cap and then keep them. And I have quite a lot. I have small one, big one, so I wanted to do like a small one in a big version of it to see how it's gonna look. And I think they will look pretty if you're doing like a pendant out of them, or earring, or anything. So I wanted to, again, I'm testing like a lot of stuff that have a lot of texture, a lot of hole in them, kind of see what they're gonna look like. I'm doing quite a lot of different products. Again, that's what I say, the video is quite long, and as you can see, for me to make sure that the whatever I'm putting in the mold is nicely and set in it, I'm using like something to kind of push it down. I don't want to use my finger, so that way I don't have like a fingerprint sitting in the part of the mold. And this heart right here, it's quite texture because they have a lot of like gemstone all around it. Again, this most of the product I use are from Totally Dazzle. Now the coins that I did right here on this part, it's the silicone putty started to already set in it. Like I say, that's why you have to work really fast. And plus it wasn't deep enough, so this part of the coin on this particular mold, it's not gonna work on. And this loose one also from Totally Dazzle, I did put it there again because the putty started to set already, so it was kind of hard for me to kind of push it down. So I will do another single mold for those by themselves. But once those are done, I'm just gonna put them aside, and I'm gonna do a lot of like different mold out of like other stuff that I have, including the 3D mold. I don't think I did record how I did the 3D mold, but basically all I did with the nut that I have, I think that's a macadamia nut. I'm not sure. I can't remember the name for it. But yeah, so what I did is just take it and then take like the pot itself and then kind of mold it and shape it all around it. Make sure I cover the whole thing with the potty itself. And that's what I did. And then I let it set like this. And once it's set, I'm just going to go ahead and take a knife, and I'm going to very, very carefully cut it out in half, so that way we have half and half. So when you're doing it, the 3D, you can just do half and half and then put them together just like every other 3D molds. Most of them do it, but as you can see, this is like 10 or 20 minutes later. I'm kind of demolding, and you can see how beautiful everything came out to be, and it's quite easy to remove. It's not hard at all. They came out very, very nice. Now, some of the things that have holes in them and a lot of texture, so you have to take your time. If you have like more hole in them and the holes are very small, you have to take your time, because sometimes you can rip out that little part, and that happened in a few of them, but it's fine. But again, as you can see, the 3 part where when I did the quins and the swan and the toucan, again, they're not deep enough, and because the silicone was already set, at least started to set, so it was kind of hard to push them down to give the right depth to it. But as you can see, this part here, this one had like the little silicones in the mold, so you have to take your time when you have like those kind of setting, so that way you don't rip the part of it. But as you can see, everything came out very, very nice, exactly how the product itself is. It completely mold that way. I'm very, very, very surprised and quite happy with this product. Actually, it's very easy to work with, super, super, super nice. And if you don't have time to wait like me and you want to make something quite small, go ahead, give it a try, guys. I guarantee you it will work out quite easy. And of course, we're gonna be testing all the mold that we did, and you're gonna see how the products show. And as you can see, something like this, the heart, have quite a lot of texture in it, because you have like big stones and small stone and all kind of texture on it, but it came out looking really, really nice. And some of the shine from the stone also transfer into the mold, so you're gonna have quite a lot of texture and beautiful result with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the mold that I made, and I made quite a lot off camera. And this little guy right here, I absolutely love, but because this little bird right here, again, it's from Totally Dazzle, and it have a lot of beautiful gemstone in it, and I love how it came out. Again, with something like this that have a lot of gemstone in it and like little holes in them, take your time to kind of remove them, because you can easily rip the lower part of the the silicone that stick inside the mold. And I think that happened with this one, but it didn't take away from it, because it just kind of, it wasn't it didn't make a difference. That's what I'm trying to say. But you can see this part right here, you have like a little bit of the silicone part that came out. So you have to be careful with stuff like this that are very small and have like tiny holes in it, and then when you push the part of the silicone that's stuck in it. So basically you can be extremely careful. You can take like something small and kind of push the part that's sticking inside the little hole, and push it out when you try to remove it. That's my daughter on the side playing with the little flamingo thing, but yeah. And this one also, it was like an earring. It have quite a lot of hole in it also. It's a butterfly, but like I say, I took my time this time and kind of pop it and try to remove it as slow as I can, and it pop out without ripping anything this time. So it's just you have to be extremely careful when you have a lot. And you can see how beautiful is that mold. It's like all the little detail of the regular earring, the original earring came out. And I'm gonna be showing you, this is one of the Chinese queen that I did. Again, if you wanna do front and back, you're gonna have to do it, you know, at a time. One, like I did the front part, and then I'm gonna do the back part. Unless you want to do like a 3D version of it, but because the coin is flat already, it's not, it's not worth it to do like a 3D version of it. It's more, easier if you do like, one mold for the front part, and one mold for the back part. So for both mold that I did, I'm gonna go ahead and redo the front and the part and the back part for the queen version of it. And this is the nut. You can see it's just one big ball of silicone. I even did the screws, because I think they will be quite pretty if you do like some kind of earring with them or pendant, and it's just like a screw but it's resin. So I did that in it. As you can see, the detail is absolutely beautiful, came out. I'm very, very happy with the product. Seriously, guys, I did not regret purchasing that product itself. Now this is the big nut that I had, and as you can see, I ship it around. The nut itself is inside. I am gonna do this part off camera because I don't want to cut myself. And guys, yes, I am quite clumsy when it comes to cutting myself a lot. I cut myself very easily. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera. But basically, you have to be extremely careful when you are cutting it. Make sure you cut the whole thing half, and after removing the nuts inside it, you can see all the detail of the nuts itself. It's quite easy. So I am very, very surprised that I can actually do like a 3D version of something with the putty, because people, you'll think that it'll be hard to do, but it wasn't. It was not. So everything was quite easy to do the mold with. Now I have all my mold sitting there. I did also a few other off camera when I was redoing the back part for my queens. I did some random stuff because I had like some silicone left, and I didn't want to let them sit there because it was gonna expire soon, so I had to do something with them. I redid the swan silicone because I wanted to have like a nice version of the swan from Totally Dazzle, that low brooch part. I love this one. It was quite pretty. I wanted to do a version of it. I did the front and the back part for each one of the coins that I had. I have quite a lot, but I chose those two to do because I love those two coins the most. So I did that. I had like a little pen of Tinkerbell that I did. It didn't have a lot of detail in it, just basically the shape of Tinkerbell with the colors. But if you put it, you can if you know Tinkerbell, if you're a fan of it, you can tell. So this part right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the resin test with them, and I'm gonna be quite fast with it. I'm just gonna be using some interference colors, some mica powder, and also I'm gonna be doing like a couple of color with the alcohol ink. I'm not trying to be fancy with this part, guys. I just want to make sure when you resin your mold and you have your resin in it, and when it come out the way it's supposed to be coming out. It look like the original of the product that you wanted to mold. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Even if the mold come out really nice, but when you resin it, it doesn't have all the details showing. So what's the point? But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly, do whatever I have to do. I'm just gonna be using some interference color. Now, like I'll say, like for the quince part, because they have a lot of detail in it and they have writing on it, so you can use like mica powder or interference color to do them. But if you want to have like the more of the detail pop out or the writing pop out, I suggest that you do like maybe like a dark backing, like a black, so that way the interference color will pop out more. But I didn't do that. I just did clear, and it still came out looking really nice. Now my resin that I have, I'm using the two-part resin from Marine Supplies, which now called Promise. I have this resin for a while. As you can see, the part B, I believe, it start to yellow out a lot. So I have to quite use that really fast. Try to make like a big project with it and something that have color in it, because that happened. I had this resin sitting there for probably like a year or so. So I haven't used it. It's been sitting there, and the resin parts start to yellow a lot. So I tend not to use like a clear part of it. So mostly if that happened to you, you can still use the resin, it still work. Just you make sure that you have like like some color in it, because if you put it the clear part, it will tend to have like a yellow tint in it, so it's not going to be completely clear, because if your resin been sitting there for quite a while, that will happen. But I have to find something to use this resin so I can get a new batch and try to use it in proper time. It's been quite chaotic for me, guys. I've been quite busy, a lot, so I haven't been having time to post videos and do things the way I want them to do, because it's been a little hard to do a lot of things. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and trying to post more often. And guys, if you're an OG subscriber on this channel, we've been on YouTube for quite a while now. If you've been there for me since the beginning, and for a while, a few years, thank you so much for being there and still being there. Thank you for still being a subscriber. And if you're new, you're watching this video, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will really appreciate it if you take the time to kind of subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends and family, and make sure to go ahead and hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. And I also have quite a lot of video on my channel, so you can go ahead and check them on my channel directly or down below. I have like a few things. Also have all the product that I use on my channel. You can click on the Amazon link on the description box. I usually put all the product that I use to make products on my channel into the front store of the Amazon store itself, so it's easy for you to find. I also make sure that I put that there for you also, so you can just go ahead and easy find them. Again, it's quite easy to use this product. I highly recommend if you're somebody that's like, you want to make mold, but you're not, sure how to start. So this product here is very user friendly. So I'll make sure that I have the product link down in the description box below for you. Make sure you check it out. And again, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. I love you guys so much for being here. We are at over 16,000 subscribers right now, and I'll tell you that when I first started my YouTube channel, I did not expect anything. I just wanted to post a video that I made about how to use resin. Resin was the first video that I started to post on it. When I was doing my dining table, that was the first time I was using resin, and I did like a big project with it, because I wanted to make sure that wow, it actually worked, and I got hooked, and I started fully invest in like doing resin in all of this. And I've been using a lot of UV resin as well, because I did two-part resin. I've been using UV resin, and I just love using all of those products, because it's quite satisfying when you do something and you see it come alive. Again, guys, I have quite a lot of video on the channel. Make sure you go ahead and check them. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe on the channel, because a lot of you are watching the videos but you're not subscribing. A lot of you, I see that, you know, a lot of you are not subscribing, and a lot of you don't put the bell icon on all, so that way you don't get notified on when I post a video out of it. I'm very quite careful when I'm using the torch. I put it on the lowest setting, guys, because I didn't want to burn my, like this, I didn't want to burn my resin or my mold that I just made. But you be extremely careful. You can either use like a torch on the lowest setting. If you can use like a match. You can use like alcohol to kind of remove any bubbles, but that's what I did. Now this is the next day, guys, and as you can see, everything popped out quite easily. But as you can see, the result, everything come out exactly as the original, you know, trinket itself. It came out looking absolutely stunning. I love it. And you know, like I said, like, it's quite easy. So if you are on your beginner and you want to try making your own molds, I highly suggest that product. Again, guys, like I'm saying, if you hear and you haven't heard from the beginning, I said this is not a sponsor video. I bought this product myself, so I'm singing the praise of the products. It's not because I got paid for it, or I got it for free or anything like this. I bought this with my own money, but it's a good product, so I highly recommend it. Now you can see the cap itself came out looking quite nice. How cute is that? You tell me if you can make like some nice earring or pendant out of it. And you can do any color you want. You can do flower, you can do anything about it. You can fill the inside, you can do whatever you like. I mean, the possibility are endless with with this product, and it's easy. If you don't have time to wait, use it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and demold everything. Like you can see, everything came out looking quite nice. I'm very happy, very happy with how everything came out. And some things that you have, you don't want to throw them away, like a broken earring, a broken bracelet, a little thing that you bought and you like it and you love to have more of it. So that's what I did. Not like this button right here I made. You can see all the detail that came out on the side. They have almost like a threading pattern on it, and it's quite nice. So this one, I figure this will look nice as an earring. So I have the mold there. So again, those are simple that I'm making. So if I'm working with them, making product itself, so you'll take your time to do it. Now this heart right there, like I say, it had quite a lot of gemstone in it. On one side had bigger gemstone, and on the purple side have like very tiny gemstone, and you can see the whole thing came out looking absolutely gorgeous, very nice, exactly the same as the product itself. I am very surprised with this part. Now like I said, this one part, and the last three, this one, the quins and the little toucan that I made on this model stuff, I'm not gonna be using them because it didn't came out really nice, because the putty already started to set. Look at this little guy. It's so cute, quite cute. Look at this. Again, all those little birdies and the hearts that I'm using in this product, they are from Totally Dazzle. Again, it's a great company. If you want some very nice product with very cheap, I highly recommend that you use them. I love this little guy right here. Probably one of my favorite, because how cute is that thing, guys? Look at this. It is absolutely stunning. You can see those big gemstone showing in quite detail. Now I did overpour my resin quite a lot in those molds. So again, I will be doing cleaning on those later on. But if when I'm doing other set of epoxy on them, I'll make sure to take my time when I'm pouring to pour them, so that way I do not overpour. Again, another one of absolutely stunning one that came, that low toucan right there, absolutely stunning, came out absolutely beautiful with all the nice detail on it. Look at this. How cute is that? I mean, it's so beautiful, very, very cute. And you can see how shiny everything came out. Like I said, the silicone itself is super shiny, very shiny. All you have to do is rub the palm of your finger. Again, like I said, because it's quite oily, so it's easy for you to bring the shine in the silicone. Again, like look at this one that I made. Very, very nice, very nice depth to it. And look at the resin one. Absolutely stunning. Look at this. Beautiful. You can see all the little detail where we have all the little gemstone showing in it. So yes, again, I overpour quite a lot. So if you don't want to do a lot of cleaning when you're doing your mold, make sure that you take your time to pour. Again, I was just doing, a test out of it and then kind of quite take my time and be careful enough not to overpour. But yeah, but you can see how beautiful those things came out. One again, my little butterfly, absolutely stunning. I am blown away, guys, how easy it is to make those. Look at this. Quite pretty. Again, take your time when you're pouring, but you can see how beautiful that came out. So yes, for one, you can take your time to do all your little trinket that you want to make, and you don't have to shine away because they have like gemstone on them or a lot of holes in them, or they have a lot of texture. So it will work with this product. Now again, something that's flat and not have a lot of detail, like I say, this is that little Tinkerbell that I made. Doesn't have a lot of detail, but if you know Tinkerbell, you know that's Tinkerbell. So yes, so I have this one also, and I'm gonna be showing you some random one that I made because I just wanted to see how it will look. This one had like a curve to it. It's part of like a bracelet that I had, like a bangle bracelet that had the three hooks in it. And again, because I overpour a lot, you can see all around it, those are overpour. The mold itself, the product itself, it's nice and curved, so those will look nice as a pendant or an earring or anything like this. But like I say, I'm showing right now, this is what it should look like without the overpouring on the side. But again, that was just a test, so make sure that you do not overpour. Now this is the 3D nut that I made, and you can see again I overpour quite a lot, but I do have quite a lot of like cleaning and sanding to do with this one because it's a 3D. You have to put the two halves together, so the back part need to be flat so it can give you when you put resin and glue them together, it will sit nicely and give you that one nut. But you can see all the detail of the nuts on it. So this one came actually quite beautiful. And like I said, so if you want to do a 3D mold, you can actually use this product to make a 3D version of a mold on it. But yes, so, and like I said, this is not clear enough. It's because of my resin. My resin start the part B of the resin is quite yellow because I haven't used it for a while. It's been sitting there, so it starts to yellowing inside the bottle. So that's why it's not quite clear. But if you have like something like a very fresh batch of resin that's quite clear, this will look quite pretty because I have like flour inside of it and you can barely see it. It's quite cloudy. But yeah, so this one you have to do a lot of cleaning on it. Now, one of the things that I was mostly excited to see if it's gonna come out looking really nice are my coins, because I absolutely love that. This one is my favorite of all the coins that I have. So I wanted to make sure that it came out nicely, and look at the detail on it. Absolutely stunning. And like I said, if you want to have more of the detail and the writing on it pop out more, I'll highly suggest to put like a black backing on it. So make sure that your resin or have like some kind of mica powder on it or acrylic paint, and make sure it's black, because black work more on with those interference color or mica powder when you do it that way. So that way the writing itself will pop out. Now this coin I did get on Amazon. If you're interested, I'll also put it in the Amazon storefront for you. This is the coins that says Memento Mori, so I love this coin. It's I did both sides because I plan to put both of them together. I'll be making another one or more of it. I have the mold, so I can do whatever I want. But yes, but the backing of it came out absolutely stunning. This because you have the tree on it, and the tree is more textured in the front part, but you can see how beautiful that came out. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, next time I do a coin on it, I'll make sure I put a video when I do a version of it where I have a back, the back of it is black, so that way you can see more of it and I don't overpour so much. But yes, when you put the two coins together, it will be like this. So you have the front and the back, and you have just one coins, and you can do whatever you want with it. Again, absolutely stunning. Now this one is one of the Chinese coins that I have. This one have the dragon on the front, and on the back have like the dragon, the tiger, the phoenix, and the snake. So on the back, that's the back, that's gonna be the back. Now this one is the dragon. Again, you can see how you can see everything on it. Every single texture, every single detail came out perfectly in the mold itself. So if you're gonna do something that have texture, so don't worry about it. It will catch every single little bit of texture on it. So one thing, make sure you work fast when you're doing it. And two thing, make sure you have a scale, so you have to measure the correct one, because it have to be equal part. You don't want to mess this part. Make sure you have your scale. Again, don't shy away if you have like anything that have texture on it, anything that have gemstone on it. Don't worry about it. It will come out really, really nice. And also make sure when you are doing them, make sure you get like a nice amount when you press it down, so that way it's not thin on the back. Otherwise you have to go back and add another layer on the back. So those are the 3 points really that I want to make with this products. And also make sure that you have a lot of paper to wipe your hand again, because the product is quite greasy. Again, I am sorry if it's just mine that was been sitting there, but again, like I say, I will buy another one to make more low mold out of it. But again, guys, I highly recommend that product. Trust me, it works. And again, I bought it with my own money, so I'm singing the praise out of it because it works. So guys, this is what I have for you today. I know the video is quite long, but I wanted to do a very detailed review of this product because it works, and I wanted to share this part with you guys. So I'll see you on the next video, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe already. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye. Mwah.